I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Welcome to another video. Today we are playing Umi Swordsoul in the Synchro Festival. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, I look at the ban list and Ocean Dragonlord is banned. Kairushin's banned. How are you going to Umi lock people? Well, just you wait. Umi control is not just one-sided field wipe that stops your opponent summoning monsters. It's also a very sweet jellyfish that Konami did not ban, and a bunch of sweet whales. So let's summon one of those whales onto the field. Let's activate Cross Out Designate. Now, we got two modes on Cross Out Designate here because this list is extra spicy. Alright, Cross Out Designate can negate Maxi, Ash Blossom, and all those hand traps. But we also have a single copy of Paces in the deck, which means we can use Paces to Synchro Summon on our opponent's turn with the Ghoti plays. I've mixed it all up. So I guess, really, this is Ghoti Swordsoul Umi. You let me know what you think. Alright. Paces comes back. Our opponent is playing Black Wings. Luckily, we got the Sneaky Meteor. Let's see if opponent can play into the Meteor or not. Now, we don't have any Umis on field, so our Jelly not going to be activatable. Now, we only have one Ghoti in the deck, and it is the Paces. So we're going to Synchro into Ravenous Croco Dragon. When he is Synchro Summoned, he's going to draw us a card. We can also discard two cards to pop a card on the field that the opponent controls. Opponent going to Synchro Summon into the Black Wing Dragon. If you're counting at home, you'll know our opponent has done 3 summons so far. Croco Dragon going to draw us the card here, and depending on what we draw, we may choose to discard with the Croco Dragon, but drawing the Citadel Whale means we probably want to keep these two in hand because this is a pretty sweet play on our next turn. So I'm going to keep the cards in hand, not discard to pop with the Croco Dragon. Let opponent finish their little wombo combo. Opponent, will you do 5 summons? That is summon 4. Opponent, returning a card to hand to do summon 5. It's Meteor time. Give him the big Meteor. Give him the Meteor in defense mode. Alright. Opponent, got a very thick Meteor, 9,000 attack points. And we draw Umi. This is pretty sweet. Let's activate that Umi. Opponent, not even waiting, going straight into the Black Wing Twin Shadow to Synchro Summon during our turn. Black Wing Synchro Summoning on our turn. This is so rude, Konami. How can you allow this? Black Wing summoning the Silver Wind. Alright, that's all good. With the Umi on the field and the Jellyfish, we have a monster and spell negate. If opponent activates a monster effect or a spell effect, Jelly can negate it. Alright, and then let's use Jellyfish effect. Send our last Umi from the deck to the graveyard to special summon Citadel Whale. And this is our budget Ocean Dragonlord right now, because when this whale is special summoned, he searches the deck for a Sea Stealth attack and sets it directly on the field. That means this effect cannot be hit by Ash Blossom. Sets it to the field directly. Alright, let's switch our Nibiru into defense mode because we don't have a way to get through this token right now. We don't have a way to get through this Black Wing Silver Wind because the first Black Wing that would be destroyed by battle this turn, each turn is not destroyed. So we could crash into this, but not going to die. So let's switch this guy to defense mode and let's see if opponent is a reader. Opponent, we got the Sea Stealth attack lock. Let's switch into tag into the Pacifist. Now when opponent activates a card effect, we're going to get the token. Opponent activating a card effect. Thank you very much. Token time. Let's search. And hey, we actually have a search target this time. Phantasm Spiral Dragon is a worm. That means it synergizes with Umi and with Swordsoul. Swordsoul cares about worms. Opponent summoning Sudri. We are going to negate with a Jelly. Opponent activating in hand the Chinook. Going to try and target and negate our Jellyfish. Now we can negate with the Citadel Whale, or we can keep that negate on the Whale as secret, and we can dodge with the Sea Stealth attack to stop that targeting negate from working. Dodge with the Sea Stealth. Opponent's negate fizzles. The target is gone. Jellyfish's negate resolves. Negates the Sudri. Opponent, what other plays do you have? Opponent tributing the Sudri to get a token. Synchro summoning into Baron de Fleur. Alright, opponent. We know that you made Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur, very scary, but are you a reader? Opponent activating Harpy Feather Duster. Alright, well, luckily for us, we already activated the effect of the Sea Stealth attack, which protects our face-up spell and traps from being destroyed. So that Harpy's Feather Duster did nothing. Opponent Synchro summoning into the Black Wing Assault Dragon. This monster, every time we activate a monster effect, is going to inflict 700 damage. And if they get 4 Black Wing Feather counters, they contribute this card and destroy all other cards on the field. Alright, opponent, very strong. Opponent activating their Feather Whirlwind to summon another Black Wing. That's gonna send to Synchro Summon. Again, they get the Blackwing Dragon. Opponent activating, not reading. That's why we kept it a secret. Trying to pop the Citadel Whale. Citadel Whale, effect negate, secret mode. When opponent targets a water monster, quick effect, negate the activation and destroy it. So Baron gonna get negated and destroyed. Opponent forced to use the Baron negate. Once per summon, Baron negate is now gone. Our whale is gone too though. But luckily, we have the Pacifist token to keep us safe. Opponent, are you a reader? Opponent going straight to battle, not reading, getting popped by the Sea Stealth attack. Luckily, our opponent did bother to read, didn't crash all their monsters into the Phantasm token, which is something that happens. Always love to see that. All right, back to our turn. We're going to get our Jellyfish back. We are going to top deck here. We're going to top deck the Call by the Grave. Okay, all right. Now, we can hit one of these monsters, pop it with the effect of the Sea Stealth attack. That's okay. That's all good. But I want more value. I'm greedy, okay? Now, we used every Umi in our deck, all right? That means if we activate Jellyfish, we have to send the Pacifist from the field to the graveyard. So does that mean we're locked out of using Jellyfish? Well, not quite. Watch this spicy tech, okay? Let's activate the Jellyfish right now. Or sorry, we're gonna clear the Baron first. Just get our business out of the way because we're getting rid of this token. Activate the Jellyfish, send our Pacifist to the graveyard to special summon that 0.019% Phantasm Spiral Dragon normal monster, and then we're gonna use our whale's secret third mode. You contribute 2 water monsters to special summon it to the field, and when it's special summoned, it sets the Sea Stealth attack. That means we get a second Sea Stealth attack. That means we get to reactivate on our opponent's turn. Let's turtle the Jellyfish. Make sure to toggle on. Activate in the standby phase. Get back the Pacifist. Now we got whale back. We got Jellyfish back. We got our whale negate. We got our jelly negate. Opponent too scared to attack. They're passing directly to us. All right, opponent didn't activate any effects. So we don't have the token. If we had the token, we could use Vishuda to bounce the thing back to hand. We got to watch out, though. Blackwing Assault Dragon has 3 Black Feather counters. We don't want that thing wiping the field. So let's clear it right now. Both our Sea Stealths are activating. Opponent activating Black Feather Whirlwind. Looks like it's my turn to not read. Once per turn, if a dark monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove a Black Feather counter from it instead. Luckily, this is once per turn. We have 2 Sea Stealth attacks. Both of these are going to trigger, so the first one does nothing. Second one pops it. Opponent hitting us with the evenly matched. I want to keep all my cards on the field. Now, I actually could let one of my Sea Stealth attacks go and keep this set Call by the Grave, but, you know, I didn't actually know if this token counted as a card or not, so I was a little scared and thinking I was going to have to go down to 2, so that's why I activate everything. Now, secret for these Sea Stealth attacks. You can activate them twice, or you can activate both of them in the same turn, but only if you do it in the same chain. I don't understand why. That's just the way the game is. So we're going to activate both Sea Stealth attacks. If you activate one and then it resolves, you can't activate the second one. I don't understand why. That's just the way it is. Banish both our monsters till end of turn. Use our Call by to banish a random Blackwing from the graveyard. I'm going to hit Zephyros, even though he's already used it once per turn, or once per dual effect. Let's banish that Blackwing. Sea Stealth attack. Going to save our monsters. We don't have to banish anything. We get a token because opponent activated a card effect. Don't have anything left to search for. We're going to let our opponent keep that big token because it might stop them from being able to summon Blackwing monsters. Opponent going straight to battle, trying to hit the Jellyfish. Not going to work. Sea Stealth attack, protect. Opponent, you are out of time. We draw Swordsoul Emergence. That means we can do full Swordsoul combo using the Vishuda in hand and the Migro Moyi to Synchro Summon 1,000 times. We're going to get the Big Chungus. Big Chungus is going to let us banish a card from field and graveyard every time we activate one of our Sea Stealth attacks. We're going to get easy big damage. In fact, easy lethal damage. And opponent is out of here. Not going to stick around to see it. And that is the power of Umi Swordsoul. Well, let's go on to the next game. Make sure to stick around till the end of the video because I'll have the full deck list if you want to play this list yourself in the Synchro event while it's still live or on regular ladder because, you know, this is pretty close to full power Swordsoul. Let's start with the Migro Moyi, revealing our Emergence in hand. Opponent hitting us with Imperm. Alright, Migro has been stopped. We will not be revealing a Worm in hand to Synchro Summon. Hopefully our opponent can't stop us. We have the Max C to draw cards. We'll see. Can opponent get lethal damage? Opponent summoning Fairtail Snow. Alright, activating in hand the Chupacabra. Opponent is going to randomly discard a card from hand. If they discard a card that's not the Chupacabra, it's going to summon itself. Let us draw with Max C. We just got to get lucky, hope our opponent draws, or maybe that's unlucky. Maybe we want our opponent to stop their plays. Opponent gets unlucky, discards the Chupacabra, crashes our Moyi, killing it with the Fairy Tale Snow, and then activates Assault Beast. Assault Beast going to search for Assault Mode, activate. Alright, that package is a bit bricky. Passing back to us. Alright, we got 2 Emergence left and the Pacifist now. Let's activate Emergence, get the Taya. Taya going to activate, banish a Swordsoul card from the graveyard to get us the token. Synchro summon into Baxia. Baxia going to target 2 cards on the field, spin them back to the hand. Then we will get to do more plays. Taya going to chain block. Opponent activating. What is this nonsense? Tuner's Scheme. Alright, this is the sort of nonsense you only see in the festival when a synchro monster is synchro summoned to the field. Take control of that monster, remove it from play when it's destroyed, destroy this card when that monster is removed from the field. Now, this doesn't say anything about what happens when this card leaves the field, but turns out opponent is only going to briefly gain control of our monster because this card's going back to the deck, and once it leaves the field, our Baxia returns to our possession. That is how Yu-Gi-Oh works apparently. I don't know if that was just because it was on the same chain, who knows. Let's activate Baxia once per turn, target it. Target it, pop itself, summon a level 4 lower worm, get My Girl Moyi back, and it is time to My Girl Moyi, reveal a worm in hand to summon the token, Synchro into Chiao Grandmaster, going to search for a Swordsoul card, draw on a card with the My Girl Moyi, Swordsouls, showing off their power here, and look what we drew. We drew into the Sea Stealth attack, that means we have Phantasm and the Sea Stealth. Let's summon the Strategist, discarding a worm to make the Big Chungus. Big Chungus is live. Burn our opponent for 1200. Activate Pacifist. Set the Sea Stealth. Pass to our opponent. We got negate. We can save the Chungus if something bad is going to happen to him with Sea Stealth attack. If opponent does anything, we get the token. Opponent, what plays do you have left? Opponent activating Gates of the Dark World. We're going to let that go. Get us the token in defense mode. Opponent activating. Banishing a card from graveyard. Activating Feather Duster. Alright, let's save our face-up spell and traps. Banish our token. That does not trigger the Big Chungus. Spell and traps are protected. Token comes back because we don't have a token. Opponent activate effect. They got no plays left. And this is easy lethal, but we top deck our Ghoti, and that means we gotta BM a little bit. Let's synchro summon Deep Beyond. Very little baby Deep Beyond with 500 attack. And get lethal damage with the Swordsoul, showing off again the power of Umi Swordsoul. Let's go on to the next game. Like I always say, make sure to subscribe if you like this content. I'll have more quality water deck lists in the future. Opponent is playing Ghoti, and I am the Ghoti master, which means I cannot allow our opponent to defeat me, otherwise I lose all my credentials. Alright, opponent, summoning the Abyss Shark. Now, I could have activated Max C, but if you're playing against Ghoti, the best time to activate your Max C is on your turn, because they do all their synchro plays on your turn. So even though opponent had the Abyss Shark, we're going to keep this Max C in hand. Opponent only would have given us 1 card. Set in the back row. Let's draw into the My Girl Moyi. Activate our Max C. Opponent, you're going to let us draw a billion cards. Opponent is not. Has Call by the Grave. Okay. Alright, this is acceptable. This is acceptable, but we have a spicy trick, alright. Legendary Ocean. We have 2 copies of this as our Umi. Legendary Ocean reduces the level of our opponent's monsters by 1 because they're waters. That's going to mess our opponent up right now. Opponent's monsters all reduced 1 and 4 and 3. So if opponent wants to synchro summon, they're going to have to do some math. 1 and 4 makes 5. That Ghoti can't usually use that. And 1 and 3 makes 4. Ghotis don't have a level 4 fish to synchro summon into. That means this Ghoti player is probably out of plays. Now, it's possible they have a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is a play. Ghoti can go straight into the 8. That's an option. Let's get our Jellyfish. Special summon the Phantasm Spiral Dragon, but now that we have Jellyfish on the field with the Legendary Ocean, opponent, if they activate their shift, it's not going to resolve because Jelly is going to negate. Opponent has played themselves. Now, we can use the Jellyfish to summon My Girl Moyi from hand, go full Swordsoul combo. Full Swordsoul combo, reveal a worm in hand to do Swordsoul plays. Opponent knows what's coming. We would have been able to use our Sea Stealth attack to banish a monster every turn. Banish something from field and graveyard. Not as good versus Ghoti, but still powerful. And opponent is out of here. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, another great Umi Swordsoul hand. Let's go. Activate our strategist, discarding the blackout. Opponent hitting us with Gamma. Never expect the Gamma, but here it is. Negating our strategist. That's going to send it to the graveyard. Luckily, we did that play first. We still have the Taya, and we have Legendary Ocean plus Fish Sonar. Let's activate our Legendary Ocean. Activate our Fish Sonar. Search for the Jellyfish, and special summon our Phantasm Spiral Dragon straight to the field. Now, our Legendary Ocean is going to reduce the level of our monsters. That means the Swordsoul token, which is a water, going to get level reduced, as well as the level of our Phantasm Dragon. But we still got plays, alright? We got big brain plays. We're going to banish that blackout from the graveyard to get 2 Swordsoul tokens. Now we're going to Synchro Summon into the Yazi. Taya effect, going to send a worm to the graveyard. We're going to activate that Ashuna. Special summon a worm to the deck, get ourselves another token. Tuner, Adhara. Synchro summon the Big Chungus. Synchro summon the Grandmaster Chiao. And now we got Negate, we got a Search. We're going to get the Emergence for next turn. We got Jellyfish plays on next turn. We got the Big Chungus. We got the Negate. We're set up to go. Opponent's levels might even get messed up by this Legendary Ocean. Let's see what opponent has. Opponent summoning Migro Moyi, revealing a monster in hand, and that was... what was that monster they revealed? Virtual World. Alright, now, we could have negated the Migro Moyi, stop him from Synchro Summoning, but I was thinking, hey, Swordsoul doesn't usually have a Synchro 6, so, you know, I'm not worried. And if they do make something good, I can just negate it. Opponent, Synchro Summoning the Charge Warrior. That with the Moyi is going to draw them 2 cards. That is a lot of value. Have I let them have too much value? Maybe I made a mistake. Opponent special summoning Ecclesia to go straight into Baran, and this is bad news. Alright, Baran is bad news. Not something we can't deal with though. Opponent activating Baran to pop our Grandmaster. We're going to activate Grandmaster in response to negate the Baran. Opponent going to negate the negate with Baran. Once per turn negate. Big Chungus is triggered though. Big Chungus triggered, meaning we can banish the Baran. Banish the Baran, banish a monster from their graveyard. And I banished the Ecclesia, but maybe I should have banished something else. We'll see. Opponent activating Virtual World Gate. And they have used their normal summon, but they still apparently have full Virtual World combo. So opponent gonna start wombo comboing with the Virtual Worlds. Now we have plays for our next turn. We're not gonna give up just because opponent's Virtual Worlding. Summoning a Ultimate Soulkin and a Crystal Wing Synchro. That is a problem though. Crystal Wing Synchro has an effect when it attacks. It boosts its attack points by a lot. Popping our Big Chungus, hitting us for 28. We got to top deck good here. We got to top deck real good to get out of this. Let's draw. Drawn into, this is not a good top deck. Ash Blossom, not a good top deck. Opponent has Crystal Wing to negate. Our Jelly can negate the negate, but we'll see. Let's give up. Sometimes there's no play. Alright, if we activate Jelly, we don't have a monster to summon from our hand because we only have 1 Migro Moyi. We did not have a worm to reveal. There was no play left. It was just sadness. Let's go on to the next game. Sometimes you draw your Ash Blossom at the wrong time. Sometimes it's there to save you from Max C, and sometimes it's not. Now this hand is extremely toxic. This is classic Swordsoul. Opponent paces. Alright, now normally I said, earlier I said you'll activate your Max C on your turn when you're playing against Ghotis, but we have 2 Max Cs, so might as well use one of them. Fair and balanced Max C. We'll see how many cards it draws. Opponent, I feel so sorry for you. Their Fish Summon in hand was the Beautiful. That means we're going to get another draw with the Max C. Now, we also have Ash Blossom, and if Ghotis don't get a normal monster on the field, or a non-tuner monster on the field, they can't do any plays, so this is worth ashing, even though it's going to draw us a card. So we're going to Ash Blossom. And opponent, luckily for them, has an Ixeep, so they still have plays. Unfortunately, though, giving us an additional draw, drawing us into the Taya opponent. Setting 1 card, passing to us. Alright, now we got to hit him with the bad news. We hit him with the Max C a second time. Maximum toxicity. Not my fault, alright? Blame Konami. I want it banned. Every time I play Max C, I'm like, they should ban this card. It's terrible. Drawing us into the whale. Let's activate Fish Sonar. Get ourselves the Jellyfish. Summon the Jellyfish. Activate its effect to special summon the whale. and we're going to go to battle, clear out our opponent's Ghotis, because we can just use our emergence to search for the level 6 Swordsoul. Special summon it by discarding a Swordsoul card. Opponent activating different dimension gate. Alright, they're probably playing the loner deck. This turn, any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So they're getting their Paces banished. Banishing the Paces. Let's hit their Ixheap. Let's go main phase 2. Activate the emergence. Search for the strategist. Discard Artaya, although it gets banished. Special summon the token. Synchro summon into the Chaying. Set our blackout. Activate crossout designate to banish the Paces. That means we have Synchro plays, we have double pop, we have banish with the Supreme Sovereign. We don't have negate with Jellyfish, but opponent not willing to play it out. They are out of here. Ghoti's outplayed by Umi Swordsoul. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, one final game with the Umi Swordsouls in the Synchro event. We're going first. We're going to activate Pacifist, summon the Jellyfish. Opponent activating Maxi, but I'm sorry, opponent. It is too late. Jellyfish gonna negate the Maxi. We got Umi on the field. Maxi negated. Opponent held on for too long. Just rip the Maxi immediately. Let's activate Jellyfish. Special summon our whale to the field. That's going to activate. Set the Sea Stealth attack. We got another copy of Sea Stealth attack. We're just going to hold that in hand. Pass to the opponent. We're hiding our Sea Stealth. Although really you should just activate in the standby phase. Opponent is playing Penguins. Now I could have negated the effects of the Penguin Garden to add a Penguin to hand, but I'm holding my negate because I don't know how to play against Penguins. We're going to get our token. Activate to search for the Spiral Dragon. Opponent activating. Again, we could negate this with a Jellyfish. This is going to reduce the level of their Penguin in hand. But I'm not going to negate here. And they're discarding the Ice Bear. That is actually an amazing discard for them because they get to search a Gameciel with it. Gameciel going to destroy our Jellyfish, meaning we wasted our negate. We got too greedy. Let's activate Sea Stealth attack, and I have the choice here of leaving this Pacifist or tagging out into a Legendary Ocean, and I'm going to tag into the Legendary Ocean because I believe that Penguins are going to get their levels messed up and they won't be able to Synchro summon. Let's see if opponent can play through it though. Great Emperor Penguin tributing itself to summon 2 Penguins to the field. This Penguin, Glacial Beast Polar Penguin, is going to activate target a monster, return to the hand, but opponent, Citadel Whale, sneaky effect, negate, a targeting effect, and that Penguin is destroyed. Negated and destroyed, and opponent, you have no Synchro plays left, just your no Penguin on the field. Let's draw into the Fish Sonar, meaning we can get another Jellyfish. We can bounce that back row back to the hand with the Vishuda because we have a token on field. Let's get the Jellyfish, summon the Phantasm Spiral Dragon to the field, set our Sea Stealth attack. That'll let us reset, get the Pacifist back, hit our opponent, and opponent, I'm sorry to say this is lethal damage with Umi. Penguins are no match for the Umi Swordsoul in the Synchro Festival. Alright, let's go on to the deck list. Alright, here is the full deck list. I had a lot of fun playing this. I tuned it a little bit for this festival, so I don't know if you would want to play this on ladder. You probably want to change some things a little bit. If you like this concept, let me know. I can revisit this with the more whale heavy version of Umi Swordsoul. Alright, let's go through the deck. We got 1 Phantasm Spiral Dragon, we got the Adhara, we got triple Maxi, we got 1 copy of Paces, we got triple Ash Blossom, we got Swordsoul Moyi, we got Taya at 3, we got Jelly, we got Swordsoul Strategist, we got triple Citadel Whale, we got Vishuda, we got Ashuna, we got Mega Fortress Whale at 1, we got a single Nibiru to draw with our Maxi, we got triple Emergence, triple Fish Sonar, triple copies of Umi with 2 Legendary Oceans and 1 Pacifist. We got 2 Call by the Graves, 1 Crossout Designate, 1 Blackout, and 2 copies of Sea Stealth in the extra deck. We have Herald of the Arclight, Arion Post, Yazi, Baxia, Adamantipator, Risen Dragite. We got 2 copies of Grandmaster. We got 1 Azcan. We got Chao Feng. We got Croco Dragon. We got Baranda Fleur. We got Supreme Sovereign. We got Sinister Sovereign. We got Ghoti the Deep Beyond. And we have Psychic and Punisher, who I did not make, but is possible to make in this deck list. Alright. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.